Hey guys, welcome back to Glam Finds, and I promised you guys I would do the top 10 from Dapper video soon. I actually promised it a while ago, but I could not narrow it down to 10. I was able to narrow it down to 15. I'm not going to go in order, but if it's one that I like and it's like my top 3, I will mention it. And I'm not going to talk much about these because I have talked about every single one of these, if I'm not mistaken. If I haven't, let me know and I will talk about it. So let's go ahead and start off with my big bottles. The first one I want to talk about is definitely in my top 3. This was my favorite Dapper initially, and it might still be my favorite because this one still gets tons of compliments. The dent doesn't look big, but that's because when I travel, which is often, and I want to take a date night fragrance with me, I take my smaller 15 ml, which is, I believe, maybe has 1 ml left in it now. I try to save this one when I'm home. I don't go out that much when I'm home, but it is Dapper's version of Replica Jazz Club. I will always recommend this to someone looking for a date night fragrance that is looking for a more mature, maybe not so sweet date night fragrance. It smells really similar to the OG. It performs way more beastly to the... See, I just smelled this and I have like a whole plan of what I'm wearing tonight, but let me tell you, it's really hard to stick with your plan when you smell something that's this good. Anyways, I don't want to drone on about it because I did a whole video on just this one because that's how much I love this fragrance. Next. The other one, I just reached for it so often that when I saw a deal on it, I just picked it up. Dapper's version of Byron Black Dragon. There are 15 fragrances in this video, so I'm not going to drone on and on about it, but the mango in here just kills me every time, and it's boozy and it's sweet, and I don't typically gravitate towards sweet fragrances. This is really good, and I reach for this a lot when it gets cooler. It's like a weirdly addicting fragrance. Again, I don't want to drone on. If you haven't tried this, at least give it a shot. It is really good. Next. So this next one I have done a video on too. The reason that this is on here is because it is a monster and it always gets me compliments from. It is Dapper's version of Dior Tobacco Oud. I've never worn this without getting compliments, and I mean ever. It is so nice, a very unisex fragrance. Like, you just can't spray more than, I would say, 4 sprays of this because it is such a monster, and I don't think people talk about it enough, but it is really it's nice and potent at the same time, which is really nice. People really love it. I remember every time I ever wore this, I've gotten a compliment, and I mean like at work, when I was out, getting drinks by strangers, stuff like that. This one has always done it for me, and I imagine will always do it for me. I wear it a lot, but look how much I haven't gone through because I'm really cautious because I oversprayed the first time and never again. It is a beast. Next. All right, you guys probably see this one a lot. I bought this because I needed to hit the minimum so I can use a 30% discount, but this is one of my favorite fragrances from Dapper now because it smells so good, so fresh. Kind of has this shaving foam vibe. It is Dapper's version of Nautica Competition 1997. That shaving foam vibe is what I dig. It's really old school, but I like it a lot and I never get enough of it. This is like one of the best fragrances when it comes to that. It's so clean, it's nice, it's got a little bit of sweetness. I don't understand why everything good gets discontinued, but I am really glad that he made this because it is really nice. Again, compliments, but more importantly, when it's over 100 degrees here, this is such a dumb reach fragrance for me, and I absolutely love wearing it when my skin heats up. It's amazing. Next. I forgot this guy. This one is, if it gets a little bit cool, it's just really hard not to reach for. It's Dapper's version of BDK Gris Charnel. I travel with this one a lot in the winter because it's so good and it gets compliments no matter where I go. I love the tea in here. I love this fragrance so much. I love it more than the original. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. But it's so good. This kind of reminds me of when I was in Manhattan last November. I wore it a lot then, and I love it. I really love it. If you haven't tried this one, just try it. I think it's one of my favorite fragrances on a cool day. And you know what? This video is running too long already. Just try this fragrance if you haven't. It is gorgeous. Next. All right, so I feel like I need to talk about this sooner rather than later because this is a house original that each of these fragrances would have been on this list, but now that I have this one, I gravitate towards it more. Dapper's version, Mula Crush. So if you haven't tried Dapper's Mula Mula or Brazilian Crush, he did a bang up job on both of them. This combines them and it's awesome. It is my go-to summer fragrance when you just want to just reach for something that you know is going to smell so good. It's going to turn heads. You can wear it at the beach. It is sweet, but I've been able to pull it off at the beach more than once, and it's just one of my favorite fragrances. It's so sexy. Yeah, it's sweet. It may lean a little feminine, but per the Facebook group, a lot of guys have done really well with this fragrance. Do not write this off, even if you are a male. It is that good. Next. All right, let's do my Louis Vuittons now because these I've put like pretty big dents in. So let's start with this one. It's Louis Vuitton METEORE. This is a Swiss Army knife for me. I mean, you can tell I've burned through a pretty solid amount. And considering how many fragrances I have, this is a big dent. The thing I like about this is when I wear it and I'm in my car and I come back to my car 8 hours later, my car smells so good. I love that. And it gives me a really good sillage trail for the entire day. This one is, it's good. It's really, really good. And you know, it's ironic because I've tried almost every Louis Vuitton that I've wanted to try. This is the only one I haven't been able to get a decant of, but I am really curious because a lot of people say that METEORE smells like chrome and I don't get that at all. I love chrome, but I don't get it in here at all. This is just really nice. The projection on it is a beast. I mean, at least on me, the sillage trail is just massive. But I want to also talk about this other one, Louis Vuitton Imagination. And I do have a decant of this and it's spot on. So I love Imagination so much. I probably wear METEORE more because this one, people seem to love it. But I personally really, really love Imagination. The mint in here is so good. And it's so calming. It's really relaxing. It's a really nice fragrance. These are both ones that I would highly recommend you check out. Next. All right, so if you like a Swiss Army knife fragrance that's fresh, but also dense, you gotta try Boadicea the Victorious Aqua Sapphire from Dapper. This one's really nice. And this is one that it got on my seatbelt once because it was on my neck and I was in my car and my car smelled like that for days. And it's so dense and it's got that pineapple note in there. Nothing Aventus-y, just so you guys know. I don't feel like I need to say that every time, but whatever. It's nice, it's juicy, it's dense, it's got a lot going on, and this is one that I reach for when I don't know what to wear, but I know I just want to smell good. Next. All right, I'm actually doing okay on time. I want to talk about this one, Boadicea the Victorious Tiger. This gets compared to Bulgari Tiger a lot. This has more of like a musky backbone in a really good way, and I love wearing this. This is another one where the wearing experience, I got a really good sillage bubble around me. I love when a little bit gets stuck to my gym sweater because then it smells like that for a really long time. And then anytime I walk by my front door, which is where I hang the sweater, it smells like this, and I love it. Another one that's just like a Swiss Army knife. I love a Swiss Army knife fragrance. I don't always want to put too much thought into my fragrances. That's kind of my thing. But this is one that I loved on first smell immediately. And then as I went throughout the day, I was like, this is gorgeous. Next. All right, I'm actually doing better on time than I thought. I'm usually really bad at speeding through videos like this. That's why I try not to do them too much. Let's do this one because I put a pretty big dent in it. It is Dapper's version of Dior Sauvage Elixir. So this to me doesn't have the screechy opening that the original does, and because I have a problem with the Sauvage, pretty much all of the Sauvages, this does better for me. And I like this when I wear it, but I like it more as I kind of told you, sometimes my, you know, on the back of my neck will get on my shirt, and I'll be like washing clothes later, and I'm like, what is that gorgeous smell? And it's always this. This lingers forever, and it smells better and better as the day goes by. It is really, really good, and it's performer. They're all performers. I mean, he uses at least 40% concentration on all of these. But this is really good, and it's a compliment getter every single time for me. Next, this one is one that I wear a lot around the holidays because when I wear it, people will ask me for the website. It is sweeter than I typically go, but it is Dapper's version of Apple Brandy on the Rocks. I went to my sister's house for Christmas and her friends were asking me where to get this, but I get it. You know what? It has enough freshness in it for me. Like right now I want to wear it, but the problem is now I kind of want to wear all of these. First world problems for sure. It is a really nice, I love Apple. And it packs such a nice punch, and it's so good. If you want to watch the video, Yumi and I, Yumi from Instagram, OMG, talked about this one. She really loved this one a lot too. I think this one was my favorite one out of all of the ones that time. It is so good. See, that's the problem with trying to shoot a video right before you go out for the evening. It's a big problem because now I don't know what to wear, and I had a plan and now I don't. Next. All right, this one I've been wearing a lot lately because I really, really love it. In my car, what I have hanging in my car is one of Dapper's car scents. It is of this fragrance. It's Fragrance du Bois Solstice. So I have a 10 ml of this, the OG. And literally, the longer I've had this, the closer it gets to the OG because it's opening up more and more because I got it like fresh off the press. This has a little bit more sweetness and a little touch more creaminess. So lately, I've been reaching for this over that. And obviously, when I run out of that, I'm only gonna buy this. You know, justifying over 300 bucks for a bottle, it's a big one for me. So this does the trick. Again, it's another compliment getter for me. I have like a lot of really good memories actually with this one. This works year round, ultra unisex, ultra nice, office, date night. Literally, I've worn it on a lot of different occasions. Next. All right, so I wanted to save these two for last because realistically, I haven't had them for long, but I like them so much. Let's do this one first. This is Dapper's version of Byredo Rouge Extreme. If you know me, you probably wouldn't think that this would make it, but I love a raspberry note, and the raspberry and the whip for me, it's so good. And it's a performer, so this is one that, it's really hot these days. I've been saving it for the evenings or when I'm at work because it's air conditioned. In fact, they keep it like a meat locker in there. It's so good. It's so good. I mean, I talk about it in a video. If you haven't tried this and you like sweet fragrances, definitely try this. It would honestly crush it on a date night or clubbing or anything because it performs too. I love this one so much. I might even love this one better than Mula, which is confusing because the Chronic I was like iffy on, but this I love. Next. All right, so this one I've been using a lot lately, and this is the one that I already told you I'm going to finish it this summer, and I'm probably gonna end up getting a 100 ml bottle of this. I could get 100 ml of the OG, but let's talk about why in a second. It is Dapper's version of Juliette Has A Gun, not a perfume. I've heard pretty poor things about the performance of the original, and this one I wear by itself, it goes hard all day. But I love when I use it to enhance stuff, like it's actually part of my combination for this evening. I combine it with a lot of things pretty frequently, but this is really good. If you just like fresh fragrances with like a touch of sweetness to them, something that's gonna work all the time and people are going to love, this is it. I wanted to save it for last just because I can't imagine anyone not liking it. I mean, it's pretty much ambroxan, but in the best way. I know it's got other things in it, but it's really nice. And If there's something you thought you were gonna see on this list and you didn't, chances are it could be in one of my travel bags, because sometimes things get stuck in there. And what am I gonna do? These are the 15 that were in my collection that I immediately grabbed for, and I tried not to keep the ones, because I would have put Dapper's French Lover in here, but that one he doesn't make anymore, which is such a shame because that is such a gorgeous fragrance. Let me know what you guys thought of my list and what you would have added, because I know this wouldn't have been everyone's list. As always, thank you guys for watching. Remember to like this video if you liked it. Be subscribed to my channel. Hit that notification bell to get notified when I drop another video, and I will see you guys on the next one. Bye!